Hello and welcome to the Alamo Plaza in downtown San Antonio. I'm Sergeant Robert Quintero, and this is the Army South News Update. Anyone who's been in the U.S. Army longer than a day can tell you that it takes a lot more than marching and firing your weapon to be an American soldier. U.S. Army South soldiers from Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, or HHBN, can attest to that after wrapping up their annual field training exercise just north of San Antonio at Camp Bullis, Texas. The training focused heavily on warrior task and drills ranging from weapons and combat life-saving skills to the logistics of transporting soldiers. The exercise's main intent was to ensure the readiness of Army South soldiers and validate the unit's ability to deploy as a battalion and provide support during contingency operations in the Army South area of responsibility. And in other news, Army South's new Commanding General, Major General Frederick Rudesheim, has wasted no time in keeping and strengthening bonds between U.S. and Honduran Army leaders. He recently traveled to Honduras to meet with the Honduran Army officials, as well as visit with U.S. Army South and Honduran soldiers assigned to Soto Cano Air Base. Communication is essential to building partner nation capacity. Sergeant Deylon Douglas tells us about a program that U.S. Army South has created to help soldiers and civilians strengthen their foreign language skills.
Learning Spanish is not as hard as most people may think.
Ea, ei, eo, iu, eu.
Once you get down the basics,
then we can move on and start forming complete sentences.
So how will learning a foreign language help me as a soldier?
To serve better your unit, to be better able to communicate with our partner nations.
What are the benefits of learning a foreign language?
There's a variety of benefits. Your self-confidence, now that you're able to communicate in another language, your cultural awareness, so it is quite a list of benefits.
Why do I need to take Spanish and Portuguese classes that are offered at Army South?
If you try to go outside and learn on your own time and under your own means, it's going to be expensive and it's going to require more of your personal time, as opposed to having this ability to come and take classes here, or us going and working with your own schedule. I think that's something that other parts of the Army don't have, and it's a great advantage.
One student who takes survival Spanish views the class as a vital piece that contributes to the Army South mission.
You never know when you might be called upon to go on a mission that's down in our AOR where Spanish is primary language.
The small classes help the instructors work one-on-one with the soldiers. Reporting for Army South, I'm Sergeant Deylon Douglas.
Victory or death. It's a motto linked to this historic building and the battleground in which it lies. Army Sergeant Deylon Douglas tells us more about the 13-day siege and the Battle of the Alamo.
San Antonio and the Alamo played a critical role in the Texas Revolution.
We were just in San Antonio for the day, and anytime you can, you come to the Alamo. It's part of our history, that's all.
For 13 days, Colonel William Travis and his small group of volunteers defended the Alamo against the vast number of Mexican troops.
You don't always get a good story of heroes, and so this is one of the classic ones.
The men fought valiantly, but the immense number of Mexican troops were too much for the volunteers to handle, and eventually, the Alamo was overran. This national tourist attraction is a historic monument and reminds people of the heroic struggle against impossible odds.
They obviously went into it, kind of knowing what was going to happen, but still feeling like it was worth doing.
The Alamo remains hallowed ground and a shrine of Texas liberty.
It's a visible sign of courage and bravery.
Reporting for Army South, I'm Sergeant Deylon Douglas.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Army South News Update. For more stories like the ones on today's newscast, be sure to check out our social media sites at the link below. For U.S. Army South, I'm Sergeant Robert Quintero. Thanks for watching.